Yo,
Hey Paul, how's it going?
going, how are you?
Good, good. Just kind of like training my eyes over here.
You're trading your eyes or training?
Training. All right, gold. Oh, what's this? Hello. Hi. Okay.
Good, brother, good. Yeah, good.
Yeah. So EJ, starting off with EJ, looks like it's pretty bearish. It's dropping here. Let's take a look at the daily.
Yeah, I'm waiting for subs. It's good.
Ooh, if this 4-hour drops, it can potentially drop till 117. 117, 100. This 1-hour candle is about to close. This 30-minute candle need this 30-minute to close bearish. Yep, I need that to close bearish. Because price action is dirty a little bit on EJ. It's kind of like trying to break out of this resistance. This is where people get caught, you know. So might as well wait for this to break or close bearish. Gold on the other hand is super bullish on the daily. It's approaching this resistance 1506, 1508. 1508 has been some issues previously, I mean 2 weeks ago. Now we're looking at the 4-hour here. 4-hour is creating resistance. It created support right here. See 1497. It created support, and now if 4-hour tries to go up, let me just fix this zone here. So 4-hour breaks this. I mean, there's going to be a very dirty move up to 15010 or 1508 because there's a lot of traffic here to the left. Looking at the 1-hour, you can see that this is clear resistance on the 1-hour right here, resistance. And if you look to the left, you'll see that this was support on the 26th September, and then again same day, and then this was the bottom of this big move that happened on the 25th in New York session. So this is a very strong area here we're at. Just have to wait. UJ opposite than gold, at a support, daily support, tapped into a daily support at 106 700, 106 800. Looking at the 4-hour, created resistance and it created support. That's it. Now it's ranging. Kind of did like a little bit of a fake out, came back inside. This might a retest to break further down, but let's see if it actually breaks it. Because if it breaks it, if UJ breaks down, it's coming down to 106 800. Looking on the 4-hour. 4-hour, yeah, makes sense. So far, it's ranging here. Could you give a breakdown on USD CAD? Listen, you need to send a chart. These are the pairs I trade. I trade EJ. I don't trade UJ, but I just like to look at it. GJ I trade, and gold I just, because like most people trade gold, that's why I have gold up here. So if something's not up here, you need to send a chart, or you need to watch the introduction video in the description.
Ripples, HSBC.
HSBC.
DJ and EJ are both looking right for a drop.
BJ and EJ, yes. I agree. I agree with that. For me to sell EJ, I just need this candle to close bearish. Because then I can have a stop. Yeah, it needs to close bearish first. Because if this candle can close bearish, then I can say, okay, perfect. It closed. What kind of pen is this? Okay, so if this closes bearish, then I can have a stop above the candle and expect the next one to continue down. And that will also mean that it closed below the support. So that would be the ideal position to sell. But hey, sometimes it happens that price just keeps on going. So, you know, got to keep that in mind too. Ooh, something.
Raja,
Hey, how's it going?
what's up? Hey, how many pips you got slipped by yesterday?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing. I tried closing. I was up 12 pips. But when I closed, I got like 2 pips.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't put in, okay. Oh, so you were trying to manually close, you didn't put in a TP.
No, I was just closing it manually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I was closing it manually, so yeah, like it. Yeah, I just got 2 pips. That's all I know.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. But I saw 12 pips, but I got 2 pips.
Okay.
Why? How'd you do?
Huh?
How'd you do?
I did good, I did good.
Oh, nice, nice, nice.
Hold on, let me see. Got a little bit under 10 pips. But
Oh,
same
okay.
situation too. When I closed, I swear I saw I was up more than that, but when I clicked on it,
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Like I thought I had. Well, I had a 10 lot, and I saw $1,200. I'm like, oh yes, perfect. But I went to my history. There was $270.
I'm gonna put my pen in a little closer today, but I'm gonna put in a K profit.
Today.
Yeah, we got news at 8:30.
Really? Hold on.
Yeah. We got a job report.
Oh. Yeah, I'm waiting for tomorrow. I'm ready to see what's going to happen tomorrow.
Do you think, Rakeel, that EJ would be a safe? Like, do you think that you know how we're always looking at like gold? It's pricing in the day before,
Yeah.
or the morning before in
Yeah.
London, whatever before, right?
Yeah.
Do you think EJ or like GJ, are we looking at that right now because that's not really affected by that kind of news for gold?
No, not really. I'm just cause like everything's ranging right now, you know, and I'm just waiting for this candle to break and close below, and then I'll take a sell.
Okay.
Because UJ is ranging and UJ just moves slow, so I never look at UJ.
Yeah.
You know, and gold is ranging here, so it's just pretty hard to trade gold too. Ranging. EJ is also ranging, but it's at support.
Now, from your experience, would you say that prices are ranging at any, like it could be ranging any day, like because you know how like market conditions are changing every day, right?
Yeah.
So some weeks there's really good trades, or some weeks there's not, or some days even, right?
Yeah.
Do you find that like on a week like this for NFP, it would be best to, basically it is best to wait, and I know that much, but are you able to still find successful trades for if you were to go the whole year?
Yeah, depends too, right? Like this week we've had maybe like one or two good moves. Maybe like next week we're gonna have nicer moves, because if you look at the overall ranges, price is just it has
In
just
ranging, yeah,
it's
yeah.
just ranged moved. So it's just the way how the market is
Got you.
head up, because
The
like
time frame.
sometimes NFP weeks can be like really volatile, sometimes it can be just dead,
Gotcha.
so you just have to take what's provided. Like a lot of times what happens is that people confuse themselves by like looking way back in the past, or like analyzing way too much information. But I always tell them that, hey, like just focus on what's presented to you in the moment. Stop worrying about what happens if Trump gets impeached, or what happens if the forex market crashes, or I mean, those are just what ifs scenarios.
Yes, yes, yes.
Right, like I was talking to somebody yesterday, and he was doing really good on your JPY, but then he said that, man, I'm doing really bad. I can't understand fundamentals. I'm starting to plot out fundamental news, and it's not working. I'm like, man, you're looking at too much information. Because once you're looking at technicals, it's easy because you're waiting. But when you flood in like fundamentals, that's like a lot of information coming at you in full speed.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm not at that level that I can process all that information at once, So I just say, just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
take it easy, relax. Because sometimes, man, I miss big moves, and I just be like, okay, well, the market didn't show me any confirmations that this is going to be a big move, so I missed it.
Yeah. So I'm looking on oh, you know what I did? So yesterday Ted mentioned how he looked like previous webinars. Ted has mentioned how like he looks at. I remember he was saying how gold on the Friday, sorry, on this Monday continues the move from the Friday for the last 6 Fridays, right? So I just took like the last 2 weeks and plotted out every 2 a.m. Like I marked up the 2 a.m. candle for the London Open. I marked up the 6 a.m. candle for the 6 a.m. Open. Not the 6 a.m. Open, like for when we start looking at the market when we wake up. And I'm looking at gold, and for the last 3 days, it's done the exact same thing from Asian to London, and then London it makes the bottom.
Yeah.
And then we see like at 6 a.m. we see like a basically the continued move from London. It's crazy. I'm gonna send you a chart real quick.
Oh, you've been noticing that?
Yeah. So this was just what I plotted from like this morning, or like what I've been plotting from yesterday.
Okay.
Into the morning. 1 second.
What's this? So these red circles are what?
So the red is the Asian, right? And then the blue is the London Open.
Okay.
And then the yellow is like the 6 a.m. when we start looking at it for New York, right?
Oh, okay.
So you see how in Asian for the last 3 days we've had like the push down, and then London is like the bottom kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then New York we see it revisit.
Continue.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. It's pretty interesting analysis. So maybe we can.
I was just trying to figure out how I could catch those. Like, I knew from yesterday gold, like the sell was too easy, right? We were talking about that, but I was just trying to figure out how I could catch the winning move, Like I knew it was a buy, but I didn't go into it just because I wasn't confident. Like it was just crazy. I was too scared. I didn't go into the
this is the first time I've seen your chart in a long time.
Yeah.
So maybe that is your problem right there. You need to share more charts.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because like when you share your charts with your analysis and then the move you're looking at, then maybe if you miss it, then we'll be able to say, oh hey, maybe that's where you could have entered. So you gotta share more charts, man. Like I like it.
For sure, brother.
Someone said poop salad for trading conditions today. Yes, that's true. Nothing's going on.
Hey, Roger.
Hey.
Hi. Just quick question. Do you know, just for like like GU or GJ, do you see any trade that could have happened possibly during like the London session?
London session.
That you would have personally took or something?
No, I don't see any. I don't see any because you have. So this was London Open right here. This was a London Open candle. There was no confirmation from this support saying that it's gonna go up, apart from the fact that it closed up and went like no one could have known, and then it was just ranging.
Yeah.
It was just
Fair enough.
I would have seen this and I would have said it's ranging.
Okay.
Yeah, because I hate to do analysis that's gonna last me more than 15 seconds.
Okay.
Because now if I look,
So on EJ as well, I think it's just ranging as well. So there would have been no trade that I could have like taken.
Oh yeah. Like right now, I mean, this is the 3 a.m. right here, right? 3 a.m. I mean, EJ had a better opportunity for a buy because the candle closed bullish, the previous one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Right, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, this morning I looked at the charts and I'm like, they're just ranging. I didn't even bother thinking twice because most time what's gonna happen is you're gonna look at it in more detail and you're gonna be like, oh, I can find a trade in this range, but that's over trading. That's actually over analyzing at that point. The moment you say, oh, I can find a trade in this range, that's when you just gotta say, okay, I have to relax.
Yeah.
Opened the position about a few weeks ago. I'm like 210 pips in profit now.
Oh, on gold?
No, EJ.
Oh, EJ sells.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
119, 432.
Nice.
Oh, wow. Very nice, man. That's an excellent position. If you're trailing your stops, I think you can trail your stops above the weekly candles.
Yes.
Nice. Yeah, looking at the daily, EJ has some room. More to come down. Just gotta break the support. See, waiting for the candle close. Candle didn't close bearish. Same with GJ. 30 minute. The only thing you can really do is to try to get a daily by us and trade off the highs, the lows. Yeah, that's true. Black Box trading is really smart. He's a really smart guy. We're kind of restricted on gains today. What is your smallest stop loss you take? There's no such thing as a small stop loss. If you asked me this 2 years ago, I would have told you ways to have different small stop losses, but that was just me being an idiot. And now I've realized there's no such thing as a small stop loss. Stop loss are logical points on the chart which invalidate your trade once price reaches those points. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's say if we're looking at gold, right? If you're looking at gold and Raja, are you Pakistani? Yes, Forex King. I am Pakistani. Since you have King in your name with Forex, I'm not going to answer all your questions because you're the king. You should know everything. So let's say you take a gold sell right over here, right? And you're like, okay, you know what? I'm going to have a small stop of maybe 6 pips up over here. I have a small stop loss. So this stop is not going to make any sense because true, it's a small stop loss. It's also true that price can go down and you can have a small stop loss, but when you look at this high over here, maybe a logical stop loss is going to be up at this area, you know, because once price reaches up here, then you can say, okay, well, you know what, I had a sell, price is reaching this area, which means it's going to break out, so it's better to exit my position. That's going to be a logical stop loss. So there's a big difference between having a small stop and a logical stop. So if you have a stop up over here, which is what, like, let's say 1506, hypothetically speaking, now if you enter, now it's up to where you enter. If you enter here, maybe your stop is going to be, you know, 30 pips. Or if you enter up over here, your stop is going to be 20 pips. If you enter up over here, your stop is going to be 10 pips, right? So it depends where you enter, but your stop losses, they are always at the same place.
Yo,
Hey,
how are you, man?
good man.
Hey, can I ask you a question? Now you got the gold chart open.
Oh yeah,
So
bro.
I'm looking at your support zone, and I have the same one on my chart, and it's based on my 4-hour. Is that the same reason you have that support?
Yeah, yes. Basically, I looked at these two 4-hour candles. Like, always look at the most recent 4-hour candles, and I see where they have, you know, turned. Yes.
And then, if you go back to the 1-hour, would you have considered that a fake out?
This move down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You don't sound convinced.
Yeah, I would. But I wouldn't take that into account when gold would be breaking up. Like, I wouldn't say, oh, we had a fake out here, so gold should break up.
Okay. Because that was during London, obviously.
Yeah.
So.
Ooh, that was a nice buy opportunity.
Yeah, so that's what I'm trying to see, back testing.
Man, that was a great buy because the candle closed bullish at support. Had a wick to fill. Wow. When did this happen? Oh, 1 hour after London Open. Oh.
Yeah, I feel like there was some type of orange folder in the news.
Yeah.
FOMC member Evans speaks.
Oh, when was this?
I think that's why we had the crazy wick on the bullish candle.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So when that happened, all of a sudden it was up top at the top zone, then it dropped all the way down, and then the next hour, I guess it came back into the zone.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it would have been a very nice buy because the 30-minute candles, you know, they had support here. And then this broke down and then these closed back in. Boom.
Yeah, so that got burned there because the next 30-minute candle, the bullish one, stayed below support. So I thought it was going to continue down for a sell.
Oh.
Right, and then it faked me out. But on the hourly, it looked like a nice fake out.
So what, you sold when the candle was still bullish?
No, after it closed, and then it made a wick to the top, then it started going bullish, and that's when I sold.
Oh, shit, okay.
And then it flipped back up into a bullish candle.
Oh, okay.
So I just saw it now, looking with you on the chart, on the 1 hour, I'm like, oh, that would have been a nice fake out.
Yeah.
Good, well then, we win or we learn, right?
Yep. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I think that's the most hardest part, that you wait, you miss it, or you know, like, you lose it, and then you're like, oh, I gotta wait a whole day now.
Mm-hmm. The news this afternoon, or for you guys, this morning at 10, is that high impact?
10 a.m. Yes. Yep.
You expect like a lot of pairs to just keep ranging until that point?
Depends, right? Depends, because that news is like 3 hours away, and before that news, you have a lot of high volatility things happening. Like you have the New York Open, you have the equities open, you have
The
FOMC.
equities open. Is that 8:30?
9:30.
9:30.
Yeah. So I'm not going to be looking at the charts at that time. You know, when there's going to be ISM news, so it doesn't really matter where it goes.
All right. Thanks, Rakeel.
Yeah, man. No problem. I really made it a point to not look at the charts all the time, you know, because like I'd get charts, like guys would send me charts. Oh, hey, look what happened, and I'd be like, I have no idea what's happening because I'm not looking at the charts. Discipline. 30 minutes about to close in 2 minutes. What's this? Entry, missed the move, creator support, TP. Yeah, I'd be pretty cautious about this. I wouldn't take this. Gold's ranging. But hey, if you can make it work, you can make it work. Forex King, if you can't post charts, you will be banned. We have moderators over here.
Also, sorry, you know on EJ, on the 30-minute, so you know how you have, so you know how you have your support, your resistance just at, 1175, that one.
Yeah.
Would you wait for a break of that one or the one on top before you take a trade?
To be honest, I wouldn't even want to touch your JPY.
Oh, okay.
You know, because like if I were to take buys, I'd probably wait for a break above 117,600. Because that's the only time frame where I see no issues heading up.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good morning.
Hello.
What's up, coach?
How you doing?
Yo, go check out that GCAD, end of Asian, start of New York, of London.
I'm visualizing it right now.
Man, end of Asian form support, buy that bitch for London.
Last week and this week, same thing.
Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah.
Nuts, bro.
Alright, so 30-minute candle closed bearish. On EJ, it closed above support. This one closed bearish. I don't know. I don't feel comfortable taking these trades. 1 hour closed bullish at support. Yeah, I don't feel comfortable at all. Ooh, I'm pretty sure someone's making these cells work. Someone out there is in cells. Fell really hard.
GJ broke.
Yeah, GJ broke.
What's up? We waiting for the retest?
It fell really hard. Felt like 10 pips in a minute. Look at those 5-minute candles.
GG.
Only GJ dropped. You know, I was looking at GPCAD and I was thinking maybe this move up was a fake out on GPCAD. Let's see. It's broken down. Am I gonna wait? Yeah, I'm gonna wait for at least a 15-minute to close. Gonna wait. Have you considered trading US30? Nope. I have not considered trading that pair. Man, tomorrow's going to be a great day tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be awesome. Gold has a couple of things to do. Tomorrow, either gold is heading to 1520 or gold is coming back down to 1485. That's what's gonna happen tomorrow. Look at this. Look at this clean move that happened, you know what, like 6 days ago, last week? This clean move. So 1520 could be reached easy if gold goes up. Over here, crosses this area 1510 and off to the races. After 1510, there's nothing stopping gold from going up. Same thing when gold falls. Like if it breaks 1497, there's nothing stopping it going to 1490. News coming in. You got Challenger job cuts. I don't think they're going to do much. I think you might have some sort of volatility push before the New York Open, but still speculation. We'll see what happens. CEJ is still ranging. Let's put it in writing so that's just easier for people. Ranging. Wait. Range means no trade. Perfect. Helping out the community. Ooh, someone sent a chart. I like charts. Are you going to trade today? I don't know. Probably not. I mean, if I'm going to trade, I want to see this 30-minute close like this, and then I'll take a sell on GJ. But I'm in no rush to trade today. Tomorrow I'm trading tomorrow. For sure. I'm trading tomorrow. Yesterday I had gold buys. I got like 2 pips and then gold moved 100 pips. So that was a little let down, but it's okay. It's okay. NOKJP. Bro. What is this?
What the fuck?
I think you should look for, I don't know, man. Let's do some price action over here. You got support here. I think wait for price to come up over here. Because up over here you will have a better chance of having a clean trade.
Clean traffic, right?
Yeah, clean traffic. Or wait for a resistance to form right at this level here. So that you can go back down. But good one. Very nice. Maybe having a gold buy stop at 1504. 1504.
Would you say that it could fill that wick there at 1504? Oh, you're on the higher time. Oh yeah. 1504 wick fill possibly.
Yeah, I think if it pushes past 1504, it should head to 1506, which is resistance if you look to the left. Buy stop at 1504.70. 1504.70. Buy stop. Man, I have such a nice winning streak this week. It's amazing. I feel like Ted. Just having no issues.
Sit back and wait.
Yeah.
Take another good trade. I know people, they overtrade, they take too many trades, and then they wonder why they're losing. It's scary.
Yeah, like yesterday was garbage. Ooh, look at that GJ. See, it fell and then, oh, that's what GJ does to you. It entices you take a sell and then it just pulls right back up. EJ also pulled up. See what it says. Wait for support to break. A break and close is a break. You know, this candle's still open. I felt a little bit of a FOMO of like missing the move, but then I said, you know, like I've seen it. I've seen this before. It comes down and just pulls right back up. How can I join your Zoom? It's for members only. How do you feel about long-term trading? I don't know. I really enjoy what I do, so that's what I think about at the moment. If someone breaks my hands, I'll have my mouth to talk and tell them to take trades. But I really enjoy what I do. So yeah, trading on days like this is pretty easy. You just sit back and just watch. I mean, most times I just watch people just break. You know, when things are ranging. People struggle a lot when things are ranging. Oh, see the struggle? Someone couldn't send the right chart. The struggle is real out here. Now someone took sells on GJ and now they're thinking, oh why is it going up? What's this? UJ 30 minutes. I think the UJ is ranging. You have your range drawn and this is illogical right here. Look at this. This is illogical. You have your take profit under support. How does that make sense? How can you have it take profit under support? You know, that means you're expecting support to break when it hasn't broken, which doesn't make any sense logically. You know, like price can come down here, go all the way up and hit your stop loss, and then you're going to say, oh man, price always hits my stop loss, because your targets are illogical. It doesn't make any sense, man. Wow. So sad. So wait for it to break. Your better idea would be to wait for price to break the support, come down, go up. You'll see some sort of confirmations of bearish movement, and then you can take a sell down. Or you can wait for price to go up, you know, create some sort of a support here, and then take a buy to go up. But trading in this range is hazardous. Don't do it. Don't. Someone else sent a chart. Nice, I like this. Charting everywhere. Euro USD consolidation breaking up. That's good. I wanted to take it too, but it was too risky. Been ranging for so long that when it makes its move, we'll know. Yes, Alex Avalos gets a golden star. When it makes its move, we're gonna know. That's true. You know how many times I've missed move just because I was waiting? You know, lots of times I've missed move just because I was waiting. But then, you know, that helped me to anticipate it, like the next time it would happen. So that was a plus sign. What's your stop loss on gold buy stops? I don't know. I have no stop loss yet. I'll see what happens if it activates. Like, my idea is that if it activates, it should just shoot up to 1507. Man, imagine that really happens. Yeah, so if it just shoots up to 1507, that'll be perfect. But if it comes up, activates it, goes in a little bit of a drawdown, I'll probably close. Because I want a straight push up. When the price does not break and returns to the range like happened on with GJ, why don't you take a buy even if the overall chart is in a range? Healthy life. Listen, healthy life. Price is ranging. That's all I know. You know, that's my trading plan. When price is ranging, I don't take a trade in a range. None. No trades. Because you know why? Because I've been caught up in this range a lot of times, man. Because when price enters this range, there's a 50-50 chance that it might go up or it might go down. You don't know. You know, it's like a 50-50 chance. But if, let's say, alright, so let's say price breaks above 132.200, right? This was resistance here in the 1 hour. So if price breaks this area, then you know, then okay, so let's say price breaks above this area. Isn't your chance of price heading up higher here? Right? Like, would this be a much better buy to take rather than taking a buy up here, anticipating a move up? Right? I think this will be, like, this buy up over here would be a better buy, this one, rather than this one. You know, so it's all about probabilities. Like, if I take a buy here, what's the probability the price is gonna go up? You know, I'd say it's less than, I'd say it's 50-50. But if price breaks above here, and if I look left, I see all this clean traffic, my education and my experience tells me that now I have a way higher probability for price to go up. So that's a trade I'm going to choose rather than trying to trade in this range, you know, where the probability is less. So you also got to put yourself in a winning position, that when you know your chances of winning are higher than the chances of losing. So, you know, that's why if you see the text at the bottom, it says discipline will take you to the promised land. And if you stay disciplined, wait for GJ to, you know, come up at this area, it will take you to the promised land up to 132.500. Look at this. Just gotta wait. You know, that's why they say trading is like watching paint dry. It's boring because you just gotta sit around and just, I mean, you see, just waiting. Like when I first started, I'd say, oh yeah, I'm gonna trade ranges, buy support, sell resistance, aha, I'm the king, you know. But then I looked at it, and then, but I mean, there wasn't longevity in that. Like, it wasn't good for the long term. You know, it wasn't like, I don't know, there was no longevity. There was this rush to trade in the present, you know, like, oh, we're ranging, I'm gonna trade this range. That was amazing, you know, but like I was losing more than I was winning, or I was enticed to take the wrong trades in the range, so I stopped. What exactly is a booby trap candle? They usually occur in the market. How do they help with the analysis? Where did you read about the booby trap candles? They don't exist. Someone just made a name about a candle, called it a booby trap candle.
Referring to the fuck you candle?
Yeah, it's like the fuck you candles and the gladiator candle. Like this candle is a fuck you candle. See, it came down and said fuck you, went right back up. Oh, someone did gold analysis. Break this zone. Target zone 1. Yes, it's perfect. It's kind of what I'm looking at. Break above the zone. That's why I have a buy stop. Raja, what's a delusional candle? Yeah.
Ooh, a new name for it, huh?
Yeah, delusional candle. Men start to stutter when they say that name. Delusional candle. By the time you get it out, it's already done. Oh, did some abs yesterday and now I feel it. What do you consider when setting up your buy? I don't know. I consider there are a couple of things I look at. When you're putting a buy and sell stop, let's say I'm putting my buy stop on gold, I'm putting that knowing that gold is very, very volatile and sometimes it just moves without a retest. So that's why I put a buy stop on gold. Also, I'm looking to see if I have any viable range where gold can, cut into. So if I look at the 4 hour, then maybe, if the 4 hour breaks its own high at 1504, it has the potential to go up to 1506 or even 1507. So that's what I'm looking at. But I'm not going to take a buy right here because there's resistance here, so we don't know whether it's going to break it or respect it.
Good morning, guys. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. Good morning. What's this? GU. GU is also ranging. Man, it's so dirty. Jesus.
Some big moves are gonna be coming in next week, like huge.
Yeah, huge moves.
I remember you said yesterday, the bigger the consolidation, the bigger the move after that.
Yeah. Also, if you look at it in the way, look how tight all these ranges are. Let's say you look at this range here, you look at this range formed here, this range here, all these tight ranges, right? So I think with NFP, what's gonna happen is NFP is so volatile that it's gonna break these ranges, and you're gonna have big ranges formed. So when you have big ranges formed, that gives you opportunities to trade. In small ranges, you have small range, you're not really sure how many pips you're going to get. But when you have a big range, that's when, it's when guys say, oh, you know what, the week after NFP is a great week because you have large ranges to form.
Got it. That's how the people make the fibs and stuff, the
Yeah.
first year, blah, blah, blah. The high and the low, right?
Exactly. GU bias will be bullish for the day. Bias up above the 4 hour doji. I think your buy stop would be better up over this area. Can you guys see my mouse?
Yeah, I can see it.
Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah, I wasn't sure if you guys can see the mouse. So yeah, buy stop over here would be perfect, but it's just it just looks really dirty.
It's pretty messy, actually.
Yeah, everything is messy.
Colors and softwares and projects.
Even like all charts. Ooh, GP cat. Respecting the 30 minute.
Is the 30 minute about to close on the GCAP?
Beep, beep. Oh, what's this? Buy stop. Above here. Nice. Makes sense. This is the 1 hour chart. What about a buy stop above your gray zone? Oh, okay, you have this in mind as well. Yeah, perfect. You know, this day is perfect to just do some nice chart work and label the charts. Wow, check this out. So nice. I had resistance. This candle broke out. What's this? 7 a.m.? 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. 2 a.m. candle. Tried to break out. London open. Went bearish. The next one went back in the zone. It got slapped back in the zone. And then you had the previous hour, it retested this resistance. So this is a bullish fake out. So if you have a bullish fake out, there's a 70% chance price is going to break support now because it couldn't maintain its move up. So it could break down here. Let's see what happens.
I'm still buys.
Oh, you take buys?
Yeah,
Okay.
I take buys because when you're looking at the support, I consider it as a really strong weekly support. More like a R zone.
So where you're going to take buys, like once it reaches support?
I took a buy on 107 like now where the price is.
Okay.
Because I was looking at the chart from weekly. I also sent you a chart on Slack as well.
Oh, you're holding Euro JPY, right?
I'm holding Euro JPY for sale, yes, for the UK now.
Yeah.
A few hours ago.
Yeah. See, taking us that buy would go against all my rules, like the rules I have for myself. Because everything is bearish. Like I would at least wait for price to break above 107,200 to take a buy.
Or I should have closed 20 pips when it reached that price 107.70.
Yeah. Yeah, probably. But like just looking at it on the 4 hour, I would want to take a buy above, you know, where these candles are creating resistance. Because if the 4 hour, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 4-hour candles have created resistance, this means 107,200 is a very, very important area.
Yeah, I've held this position for more than 12 hours now.
Oh, you're already in a buy?
Oh yes, I'm in buys, yes.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah.
I can still see a buy on it, but there is more pressure to the downside.
Yes.
So what you want to see now is to break the support and it's just gonna go down.
Yes. Like if this support gets broken at 107, you know, then it should come down to 106.7 or 106.800.
And gold's gonna fly.
Yeah, that would mean gold's gonna fly. But hey, like, you know, maybe it might range till tomorrow NFP, who knows? Euro USD buys.
It's breaking out of this resistance now. I'm looking at it now.
Yeah. Can't see much of the chart there. Oh, what's this? Euro USD. Ooh, shit. Big buys. Nice. You have a nice stop loss.
What time frame is that?
That's the 30-minute time frame.
3 minute with like 800 TP.
Yeah.
TP.
Well, makes sense. Let's see what happens.
Euro is weak as hell.
Man, I wonder who's still holding GJ. Okay, so we're gonna do some trader therapy right now. We're gonna help people who are in drawdowns. You know, on YouTube. Whoever's in a big drawdown, let us know. We're gonna look at the chart and we're gonna help you out.
Shit, they weren't supposed to open a trade though. Nobody was supposed to open a trade. Yeah.
Oh, it looks like no one's in a drawdown. Perfect. Ooh, GJ 30-minute close bullish. Are we gonna go to 131.950? 131.950. Gold also, you know, 30 minutes trying to close bullish after bullish. To see what happens. Let's see if we get our buy stop activated or nothing happens. Good morning, Raja. Hope you are well. May you please look at this chart. Yes, sir. Kind sir. So look at your chart. EU 30-minute broke out zone, came back into retest area, which is a 4-hour trend. Yeah, I think EU. Let's take a look here. I hate looking at EU, but look, oh wow, look at that. Oh Jesus, look at that 4-hour candle. Coming up in this area here. Coming up in this area, mate. Look at that. So, yeah, it gets pretty tricky here. I'd be pretty cautious about this area. Because take a look at this. When was this? Pre-New York? Oh, pre-London. Pre-London on 23rd September price came down. And then London session rejected it so hard, and then it area got broke in New York session on the 25th, you know, and then this area got rejected again in New York, you know, so that's a big thing, and now it's back at it again. So now you want the support to be valid, you know, and by being valid, I mean you want to see a bunch of candles, you know, maybe closing above this area here. The price is too long, so I'm not going to say it, you know, because I feel like a dummy saying 1.09604, you know, so it's better to say just this area. Yeah, might want to see support creating on this area so that you have confidence that's going to continue moving up. But being rejected here would be one of my most important concerns, because it got rejected here before. Oh, G just coming downtown. See, it's in a range. Just gotta wait. Holding and holding. Your JPY. Oh, nice, man. Very nice. You're targeting the bottom over there. Yeah, I think you can reach this bottom here on the weekly. Seems like it. Unless the level where it's at, it acts as a support. But, very nice. UJ 4 hour is coming down. Because, like, if 4 hour crosses this support, man, there is nothing stopping it going further down. I mean, there's some bushes here. You can say like bushes with thorns, but you should have like a next 4 hour, then should like easily head towards 106,800. Because there's nothing, there's no confirmation here that you're just gonna push up. You go from the weekly to the daily to the 4 hour to the 5 minute. Every candle is bearish. Each and every candle is bearish. You know, so logically when candles are bearish, I wouldn't take it back. Oh, Prem, I can't open the chart, man. You sent the wrong chart. Prem gets a black star.
Why gotta be black?
Well, why does it has to be a golden star then? We against Jersey Shore or what? Can't be tan. That's a good question though. Why gotta be black?
I don't like your buy stops, to be honest.
Oh, excuse me? Why?
I just find that there's a hard resistance at 1506.
Yeah, that's where I'm looking to just grab that little piece.
Oh, okay. It's gonna be tight. you're threading a needle there.
Yes. Like I'm trying to get that quick push.
Yeah, I think you'll get it. It's just because I'm watching a 30-minute now, and it's, if it breaks out of here, I mean, yeah, 1506 is good. It's just such a weird move.
You just breaking, gold is pushing.
Because it's almost like it's going into that range. Like I'm watching that 30-minute now, and it's like we're just coming up into that resistance level, and it might tap it.
Ooh.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, it's coming up.
Yeah.
If the 1 hour
Now,
closes,
Rakeel, for the gold chart there, right?
Yeah.
Would you not put the buy stop above the wick right there to the left? Not the gold bearish candle, but the one that just to the left of it.
no, I have it where I have it. I mean, it's above the most recent one, so that's where I plan to put it.
Like the first time it got to the first time it touched that 447, right?
Yeah.
Now.
Not above this wick, no. Not above this wick.
Okay. And why wouldn't you put it there? Because the most recent one is the bearish candle right there to the left of it.
No, because I'm looking to exit at 1506 area. Right?
Yeah.
So if I have a buy stop higher, then that gives me a tighter range.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's gonna tap 1506.58, and then it's gonna bounce from there. So
Yeah.
It's gonna be very, very quick.
Yeah.
People got activated. Oh.
Yes. Buy stop got activated. My buy stop, not our buy stop. If someone says our buy stop was activated, no.
Yeah, someone's buy stop got activated.
Yeah.
There it goes. Yeah, you might actually just get it within like a 5-minute candle. Might just do that impulse burst.
Trying to catch that 8 o'clock push.
Yeah, before the.
He's trying to get it before. Get that spike all the way up.
Ooh, UJ broke down.
Yeah.
Yeah, UJ broke down. That's nice.
There goes gold.
Any views on Agimat system? I have no idea what that is. No clue, mate. Oh,
Need a
UJ.
strong push through 1505.
Yes.
It's coming.
Your JPY is also breaking down now. Wow, what a 180-degree move over here. Was waiting for a break of support. Yeah, this makes sense. CHF JPY. Oh, we're pushing on gold. Yeah, now it's entering the area where there's less traffic here to the left.
Yeah, you should get a clean push.
What's your target for gold? I think if I get 1506, even 1506.50, I'll be okay with that. GP CAD 30 minute. Oh, nice. Mr. Jalil. Where's GP CAD? Oh, GP CAD is actually pushing higher here. $15.20, nice. Someone's saying $15.20. Well, if it goes to $15.20, that'll be pretty nice. GJ ping. Yes, GJ is ping ponging today, so I think GJ is going to get very hard to trade because just doing ping pong. My stop on gold is 1503.70. It's like 10 pips. No, actually 1503. 1503 is my stop.
Hey guys, I got a question. So if you didn't wait for the 30-minute to close, and you're on gold and you got triggered by your buy stop, is the buy stop like kind of like a cancellation of the 30-minute candle close? If that makes any sense? Like, does that kind of like because like if you wait for the 30-minute candle close, you might miss the move. Am I correct?
Yeah, but is your buy stop not activated or like what's happening?
No, I'm not in any trades at all
Oh,
right
okay.
now. Yeah, I'm kind of just watching. I'm watching your trade, and like I was looking at EJ, and I see that EJ broke below that support, But again, I have to wait for another 30-minute candle close, or should I have taken the sell at that 30-minute close?
There was no confirmation that price is going to go down because the 30-minute candle closed bullish.
Yeah, so
We
you
went
would have
over
missed
this
that
on,
trade,
on,
right?
in class, Jacob. Remember?
Yeah, I remember. Okay, so then in this particular scenario, you would wait for this 30-minute candle to close below this support.
Yes.
Even for a sell?
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'd wait for it to close below support, so then I'll say, okay, look, this candle closed below all these candles here to the left, so now there's a higher chance for the next one to wick up and then continue moving down.
Hey, Jacob, and sometimes waiting for the 30-minute to close, you miss the move, but so what? I'd rather miss the move than hit my stop loss.
It's definitely true.
Yeah, that's true.
Big fact.
Yesterday I kind of did some waiting for higher time frames to close, and I kind of screwed myself because it didn't do exactly what I thought it was gonna do on this precise pair too, EJ, which kind of sucked. Yeah, that's why I'm asking today, because it's like I am finally, like, now that's like the new thing, waiting for the at least the 30-minute candles to close. But even with that, you can get faked out like I did. Like, if you see the last fake out that happened at, what time was this? It happened yesterday. Whatever. Nonetheless, the point is it shot all the way up, and I waited for that candle to close. So I got in the candle a little bit late than what I was thinking, because I was hoping that we would get a bearish close and then a bullish to the upside. And since I didn't see the bearish type of pattern, I didn't take the trade. I did take the trade, but I kind of got stopped out. I should have sent the chart, is what I should have done.
Yes.
And remember, like, if your analysis on the 4-hour or on the daily or whatever, that's how long. Just be prepared to maybe wait. That's how long for the trade to play out. Like a daily is gonna take a day or two. 4 hours is gonna take 4 hours and more, maybe. So just keep that in mind.
Thank you.
Yeah, I closed gold. Closed like a negative 10 pips.
You know what I love about you, Rakeel? Like,
What?
you be dropping big lots and be getting lots of wins, but when price doesn't go your way and you don't like how a candle is, you get out right away. You don't take big losses, man.
No. Fuck that.
Because I'm working on that, because sometimes I just let shit be in drawdown, and my mental's like, oh, it's gonna come back my way, and sometimes it doesn't. So I'm learning that from you, man. Just get out.
Yeah, because the reason I closed gold was because this 15-minute candle closed below the same area where all these closed. So this kind of gave me a hint. Yeah, it's better to exit here with a small loss than to really hope for it to go back up.
And guess what? If you close negative couple pips, you could always re-enter if it goes back your way,
Yeah. It's just like now when I take a loss, it's just like if I take a win, it's like, okay.
Yeah, because it wasn't a big loss. That's kind of a win in itself.
Yes. Because once you're really comfortable with your trading plan, like let's say you plan to, like, I entered the position and I said to myself, okay, you know what, if it hits negative 10, I'll close. That's okay. And that's what I did. I entered, it hit negative 10, I closed. And I closed with the same emotion as if it would have hit plus 10.
Big nuggets.
Because now I'm not going to say, oh shit, now it's closing back in the range. That was a fake out. I'll try to take a sell. No. Those days are over.
Yeah. Historically, the NFP week has been a very difficult week to trade if you're on the wrong side of trades. And what I mean by that is sometimes the market will trend and you'll catch a nice trend and you'll be okay. And then there's other weeks where during NFP, if you go and back test, you'll see that it's very, very choppy. That we really don't get a direction, we don't get a sign, and if you can squeak out like 5 or 10 pips or 15 pips on a US dollar pair, you're doing okay. It was sort of like, like you took that trade, Raja. I tended to agree, but I just weren't comfortable because of where we were in the timing of the market. But then also, gold has been very finicky. Like we had the push up from like 1490s this week, and now it's just sort of holding at like 1500 to 1506, 1505. So for me, it's like during NFP, how much more are we going to go up before a big data news release, right? Like that's what I'm looking at. So it's almost like that level that you had in terms of a buy stop. It's probably going to work. It's going to be very difficult, and like you said, your stop loss will have to be a little bit wider, and essentially you're playing with fire because of the fact that you're in a week where institutions aren't really moving price until they have the news release, on Friday or tomorrow, or if there's actual like information from Trump or somebody to actually move the market. So the institutions are just sort of sitting on the sidelines. Why would you get out of any trade you're on the wrong side of? Why not hedge your position? Well, you can't hedge your position if you're already in drawdown.
Yeah.
Hey, Ted, hedge means like if you're in a trade, you close half of it and leave half of it running?
No, hedge is more of just you're reducing your exposure. So what you'll do is normally when you hedge a position, what you're doing is you're saying, okay, like say for example, you're trading gold, right? And this is just a hypothetical. I would then hedge it with a equity that is inversely correlated. So what you're doing is you're never fully exposed. And what that means is most times when you're a trader, you should never have a position fully exposed. And what that is it should just not be running on its own. Many Forex traders, including myself, don't hedge their positions. We just let one position run because normally we're out of positions within a certain time. Like you're swing trading or something like that. But from an equity standpoint, like if you're with stocks or bonds or mutual funds, normally people what they'll do is they'll open up another position. It's usually they'll open up an option, right? So if you have stock options, like you'll usually have a callable option, either a put or a call to hedge your current equity position. So which means that if the equity position goes down, you have a put option, which will be like, hey, once that put option gets activated, then I've covered my potential loss with this stock price going down, if that makes sense.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey guys.
Hello.
What's up?
Oh, good, Ryan. How are you? Oh, Devor.
Yeah, it's me.
Yeah. What's this? You consider enter buy gold? No.
Not yet.
Not yet. Man, I still feel like it's gonna continue up. Ooh, EJ is dropping. That 15.
EJ is dropping.
Yeah, that 15.
20 pips.
Uh, 15-minute closes below. Would that be okay for sell? Now looking at the EJ, I think this 15 minute was a retest. think I was too fixated on the 30-minute.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. So like that's the kind of thing that you would look for. But you could enter on the 15-minute, but that would be more of a risky trade, right?
Yes. Yeah. But at the same time, you know, like I'd also look at the stop. I mean, let's say if I entered somewhere over here and my stop would have been like 10 pips. So just visually looking at it, it's an okay stop because it's deeper in that zone.
Makes sense.
Damn, that would have been a nice one. I wonder how to get this line over here. This is of the 4 hour.
So I've closed all my EJ position buys, and I opened some sells now.
Oh, nice.
I am in for 20 pips.
Nice.
EJ?
Good job.
Nice.
Oof, it's dropping pretty hard this 15-minute. You just also dropping.
I've got 5 pips on EJ now.
Yeah, UJ is dropping.
I'm good with 20 pips. Done for the day.
Nice. Salim, you did good, my friend. You did really good. Losses as always. I had a loss too, man. It's okay. What trade did you take, vegan hot dog? Oh, EU buys. Oh.
I haven't seen vegan hot dog in a while. Glad he's back.
But EU buys, we were just talking about it, that this 4 hour is a very strong zone.
Yeah, the hour was at a resistance too.
Yeah. But, you know, now, lessons, you know. Don't buy at resistance.
Yeah, like it's a huge resistance. You can see on the 4 hour itself, it's just sitting there. If you had bought at the bottom at like 109.430, then yeah, I could see that being a good trade. If you found that that was a support level, maybe if you had a support on the 30-minute, if you looked at 109.412, you could have called that a support, and then your range would have been 109.412 to 109.650. Like this is what I would have mapped out for EU. This would have been my resistance. I could have called this support, and then what I would have said is, if this candle leaves and it's below, it's above this area, it's probably a valid trade. But literally, once we get up to this area here, I'm probably closing. Like that would have probably been the easiest trade. And you know, if it does run a little bit more, you could say, hey, maybe we may fill this wick, but you're not going to fill it like 5 minutes before the New York Open. Like it's going to pull back a lot.
Joe, ain't nobody want to hear your weed smoking, man.
Joe's probably taking those, what is it called? Poppers.
Yo, down here, poppers are for gay people. You know that, right, Rakeel?
Poppers are nasty, man. They're so
down
harsh.
Here in South Beach, it's for the gay community. It's crazy. It relaxes your butt muscles.
What in the hell? Okay, alright, done.
That's what they use it for.
Alright, I don't even know what that is. I'm from Kansas.
Ooh.
It's a liquid in a bottle you inhale.
What the hell? Alright, back to trading. So, So how's resistance going?
Yeah, back to trading. Don't buy gold. Wait for the candle to close. Wow. Gold did it again to some people. Gold does it again. Do you guys just scalp? Yes. I just scalp. I took one trade and I'm done for the day, and now I'm gonna wait for tomorrow. See, it's so amazing. Trading is so easy. You just gotta keep at it for 5-6 months, discipline, and then your discipline gets to a point where you can say, okay, you know what? Now I can probably generate some sort of a small income. But it's gonna take you 5-6 months. It's gonna take you 5-6 months. Got to research why I lost. I think the loss was, I think the buys were too early. Should have waited for a candle to come down and create a support.
It's interesting when people continuously take losses. Like I'm reading someone here, it said it's been 8 months with no profits. There's obviously a blockage in what the type of learning you're doing. And I don't want to sound rude, but it's going to come off as rude. But man, if there's a 6-foot fence and I keep hopping the fence and like smashing my balls on the top of the fence, at a certain point I have to say, okay, either A, I need to figure out a way to jump higher, or B, I need to figure out another way around the fence. Trying to do the same thing over and over again for 6 or 8 months and not having success, you have to take a step back and look at what you're doing, because there's obviously something that you're doing there that if you did the opposite, you would have great success. Like if you've lost trades for 6 months, there's something there that if you just did the opposite, you would win trades for 6 months. I think there's a lot of people here that are missing small little ideas, such as, you know, checking 4 time frames and just saying, hey, maybe we're at a 4-hour support or an hourly support, and I can't take a trade yet until we break through that. And you're going to miss a whole lot of trades because of the fact that you're waiting for bigger candles to break through bigger supports, but you're not going to lose money. Like that's the difference, because the bigger time frames, when you have bigger supports, will always give you, or supports or resistance will always give you that idea of, hey, like, you know, now I have an opportunity, I could probably win a bit more here, looking at that trade. But you know, if you're constantly banging your head against the wall, I really think you need to evaluate what kind of trades you're taking, because they're probably all the same in some respect. People send me charts and they'll be like, oh, you know, I lost this trade, and they send me one chart and it's like the 30-minute chart, and I'm like, so what happened everywhere else? Oh, I don't know. And it's like, well, if you looked at the 4-hour or the 1 hour or even the daily, we were at a major support. So why were you trying to sell in that tight spot? Oh, I didn't see that. But how many times have you probably already done that in trades before? And I'm the only one that's opened your eyes to the fact that you keep selling support or you keep buying resistance. Like, and you're just not waiting. And the problem is, the reason why you're doing that is because of the fact that you've seen so many trades break through those areas, and you've only focused on the fact that you've missed those trades, those 1 or 2 trades that dropped so far. You missed those trades, and now you're doing the same thing over and over again, hoping to catch that trade. But like I always say, if you played out that idea 10 times, how many times would that idea be profitable? You just saw 2 times out of 100 that idea was profitable, and that's what's stuck in your head because that's the kind of trade you've been taking, and that's why you've been failing. So I think you really need to be careful, and you really need to look and say, hey, how can I make sure that when I'm taking trades, I'm not making those mistakes to hurt myself, essentially.
It's like you're trying to lose weight and you're in a diet or working out and you don't lose weight. Obviously, that's not working for you. Find something else.
Yeah. It's just scary because when I see people trade, I wonder like what their thought process is like, you know, and when they take entries, I always wonder like, is that, you know, would that be a profitable entry? And the bigger issue becomes is, you know, people have only taken maybe 5 or 10 trades on that pair, or maybe 50 trades on that pair, and now they're confused or they're frustrated, and it's like, well, you haven't even dived into how that pair runs, really only taking 5, 10, 50, 100 trades on that pair. Like, you need to take thousands of trades on that pair, and those thousands of trades can come from a simulator, they could come from reviewing charts, they can come from a demo account, but you really need to take a lot more trades than 50 or 100 trades. Like, you're not going to get anywhere. That's just scratching the surface. And you're going to find that you need a lot more trades to take. And then the idea with more trades and taking more opportunities is the fact that you're going to find that the ideas that you get from those trades can then be applied to other pairs, because you're learning price action and you're learning tendencies of, you know, how price moves. And then you'll find that, hey, I can now be profitable on 1 or 2 pairs, but the second pair that I become profitable on, I don't need to take 1,000 trades on it. I just need to take maybe 50 or 100 just to get the tuning of that trade of that pair, because I already have studied another pair for so long. And I think that's the problem, or that's the issue people face when they're trading, is they don't have enough experience to begin with, and they're jumping around. And that's why we say focus on one pair for a while, because once you understand the tendencies, that can always be your fallback pair. That can always be the pair that, hey, I know how to trade this pair really well. I'll go back to that as I explore other pairs as well.
Would you say that EJ's at a support right now?
Mm-hmm.
Or all the way to the back?
EJ, yeah. EJ's at a support. That is correct.
So those 4 hour backdated supports, even though they go back maybe a month or 2, or maybe even 2 weeks, those are still valid supports, correct?
Oh yeah, because now when we look at the most recent time when it was at support, you know, we could see that it went through it on the 4th September, then it went through it on the 30th, but then it held support here, right? So it would just make sense that it held support here. So if it's going to hold support, this also means that now it created a low, right? It created a low point after breaking a strong support. You know, so basically now what you're waiting for is that if it created a low, all it needs to do is create some sort of a resistance and then go back to retest that low.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so that's kind of like what I'm gonna wait for. You know, it's like someone can say, okay, if I take a buy here and ride it up towards, you know, like a retest area, then take a sell, that would be a little aggressive. You know, but I would wait for it to like retrace, maybe create some sort of a resistance, so that you're following market structure, right? Because then broke consolidation, gotta do a retest, create resistance, come back down to retest the low it created. I think that'll be a good idea. Yeah, I did that here too. Broke it, created a high, came down, and closed bullish, and the next one continued bullish. Let's see what happens. I think that sell was a little too aggressive too. The one we missed on the 15-minute. Thanks for highlighting the resistance. Oh yeah, no problem. That resistance was pretty apparent looking left. See how the buys were invalid now because the candles couldn't close above, the 30-minute couldn't close above that area. So, you know, buys are invalid at that point. What you thinking GU is going to do? Okay, let me tell you what GU is going to do. I don't usually do this, but... Oh, there's Paul. Okay, Paul. Ooh. Oh, this is... It's breaking up, Paul.
Yep.
Paul, what's going on with GU over here? You think it's enticing people to take buys, or?
I mean, it might go up another 10 pips, but I mean, I already got in and got out, so I don't know if I would look to buy now. I'd wait for it to come back down to what you have marked and then look for buys, to be honest.
Yeah, I think it can continue bullish. Look at the daily. Daily broke the high of the previous daily.
So, I mean, it could just rocket up and take off without any signal or retracement, but
yeah,
I'd rather miss it.
That's true.
Than just get in and then have to sit through any drawdown.
Yeah, looks like GJ can push up too to like 132, 100 if it breaks this resistance here.
Watching EJ. Actually, I think we might get a good trade out of EJ.
Oh, EJ pushing down?
Yeah, I think once the 15-minute candle closes, I think we might have a good opportunity. Looking at the higher time frames, I think we should have a little bit more of a drop.
Oh, means
the daily has a little bit more room. I think we can get the 15-minute candle to close bearish.
Damn, something's cooking.
Yeah, I think there's opportunity with EJ. You might even get into the 116s. I think a good target could be 116,800. If you look on the higher time frames, once this breaks, because this candle, the way it's being formed right now, this is the classic, like, hey, we're around support and we're getting ready to break it, but you got to sort of wait until it does.
Oh, GCAD did push up. Someone had a buy stop on GCAD. Dun, 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 dun. So if we get GG at 132, we can get it to 132, 100. Oh, we're coming close to breaking 132 on GJ. Would you say most of your successful mentees focus on one pair? Yeah, I would say most successful people I've seen, they focus on just a few instruments to trade. Either oil or gold or, you know, GU or cable. I haven't seen someone successful who's focused on like 10 different pairs. Oh, nice. Someone's looking for cells. Perfect. Someone's already in cells here too. What would happen if I opened 10 lots on GJ buys? It could go in a drawdown. Or it can go up to 132, 100.
So would this be that type of case where, you know, you would take a trade off the 15 or you would still wait for the 30 for GJ?
See, I'm looking at the 15. I'm looking at it closing above these resistances. But then I'm also thinking that, you know, like it needs to come down a little bit. So it gets pretty hard to trade in that.
When it would come down, you would consider that as a retest?
Yes. Yeah.
Got it.
Yes. But at the end of the day, it all comes down to if you are really willing to take that risk. Because if here to the left was like clean candles, then I'd say, okay, 100% I'll take a buy with the 10-15 pip stop. Ooh, gold is dropping. Oh, nice. Kushal made profit today. Perfect. GG on the 4-hour seems like it's getting ready to spring up. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. It just seems like it's getting ready to push up 132, 100 or even like 132, 150. I think that candle was the move here. This one, new 15-minute candle. EJ is also pushing up.
EJ did not break that support.
Yeah.
That's good. That's why we wait for candles to close.
Hey Raja,
Hey.
for DJ, for wouldn't it be better for taking like eyes above 131 100? It looks cleaner to the left.
Yes. Exactly.
It's because if you look left, there's a lot of like these candles on the left, and once it breaks 131 100, you have that clean traffic onto the left.
Yes. Exactly. See, it's all that big range. But at the same time, I was just kind of like counting on this like small range, you know, which is like 20 pips, 24, 25 pips. Oh.
Bless you. Oh, gassy. Thank
Yeah.
you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Oh my
because...
God, I didn't know that I need to mute myself.
Oh.
I didn't know that you hear me, guys.
Yeah, that's fun. As long as you just mute yourself, you're good. No need to
Yeah, as long as you're not like, we don't hear you like in the car or anything.
Yeah.
If that candle closes that way, that looks like a fake out.
Yes.
Figgity fake out.
That is true. If we drop down to the support and hold, a bullish candle after bearish will be good. Yeah, I think on EJ, like it needs to do that McDonald's arch. Broke heavy and make like a resistance somewhere and then boom down. Will 10 a.m. news today push gold? Yes, it's a high volatility news. But I'm going to be at the gym pumping some chest and triceps. Man, I'm getting pretty dazed here slowly. Gold 15 minute, taking a buy when candles are going bearish. I advise against that 100%. Oh, this is at 1501. We're at 15. We're almost at 1500. Yeah, I don't know. Just don't take buys when candles go down. You know, wait for it to at least go. I mean, a buy about 1505. Who is this? Who sent this chart? MHB. Yeah, a buy should be about 1505, above this resistance. I mean, doesn't make any sense taking a buy right now. Oh, there goes GJ there. Just gonna push up. 132, 100. Coming right up on a silver platter. Oh wow, look at that. Damn.
Yeah, one thing I noticed is that there's no wick at the bottom of that candle.
Yeah. Sometimes that means there's so much momentum it doesn't bother to make a wick.
Yeah, I always forget. I always see that like afterwards. I don't see it during.
Yeah.
It's a real problem.
Oh man. Oh, 132, 100.
Whoever's in buys is like rejoicing hallelujah right now.
You know, I opened a small risk on there and then I said, okay, I'll enter more if it comes down. But yeah.
That is a clean break.
That is a clean break. You know, like it all came down to how much, like how willing you are to, you know, like to risk it.
It's funny. It's because if it doesn't have a wick, then it's faster horses, races, horses.
Yeah, I've seen it do this a lot of times too.
Yeah, the easy money is like the one that goes the fastest, right?
Yeah, so. Just boom, 2 minutes.
Yes, it did break the consolidation.
Beautiful.
It's been consolidating too much.
Too much. Ooh. GU pushed up too.
Oh, good.
Nice. That was a clean read on GJ. I'm pretty happy. That's my happiest moment today. I read GJ and GU. What's this? GA. Oh, nice. I guess we reached target here on GA. Beautiful. Pretty quiet morning today.
Yeah, I haven't found anything I'm interested in. It's been a very hard week.
Yeah. Yeah, tomorrow's gonna be a full house.
Very full house.
Man, at 8:30 tomorrow, there's gonna be at least 1,200, 1,300 people in here. And then 8:32, half of them are gonna leave.
Gone.
Gone. Top of the channel, head and shoulders. Shoulder, head, shoulder. Man, I think you can just draw.
Versus head and shoulders.
Yeah, this makes no sense to me at all. I can't read this. This is me trying to read Chinese.
What is the person really saying? Like, they just showed like a picture of the candlestick patterns.
This is what they did. This is what they sent me. But if you look at the chart like this, where you can see the candles, then it makes much more sense. Tomorrow is non-farm, question mark. Yeah, I think so. Happens at the first week of every month on a Friday. Gold looking long, man. Let's take a look. Gold currently is rejecting a resistance looking bearish. Head, shoulder, knees and toes. 4 minutes for market bless. No, actually 4 minutes and 1 hour for market bless.
I have an idea. It's theory, but it could have sense. Yesterday, same time gold. It half an hour before it broke up, then go down, and it could now just fly up.
Oh, go back up?
Yeah, because yesterday at the same time it went down on the news, after the news, and after that it just went up. After that,
nice.
So I don't think, but it could be.
Okay, perfect. Bro, mark that on the chart. Let's see it on the chart.
Let me give me a second.
Mark it like what happened yesterday and what you're expecting to happen today. Ooh, someone's in class sending charts. Okay. Taking a buy over here. Crypto buy and sell. Alright. Oh wow, this thing is still going. Yeah, let's see this ISM news, right? We got ISM news. They're expecting bad numbers, so that could push gold up. They've had bad numbers before. 56. I don't know, could be at like 55. We'll see. ISM really moves gold. Wow, look at that GJ push. Couldn't break support, so oh wow, look at that. Damn, still moving. 132, 200. Raja, why CAD very weak? Because CAD is weak today. CAD is not weak. Pound is strong.
Coach, how could we have taken that GCAD or GJ trade?
That GCAD trade, you could have taken it on this 30-minute candle, which broke up, yes. Having a stop below that because, you know, the target was up over here, the gray zone. So even if you entered here, yeah, you've had a bigger stop, you know, but your target was also, you know, 30, 35 pips.
Always map out support and resistance. It's very easy because all you had to do was then wait for this candle to start, and your stop loss would have been over here. That's it.
But at that point, you're not waiting for a pullback, or you're just taking the trade.
You're taking the risk.
You're taking the risk. It's probability, right? Like there's no set rules for pullbacks and retests. Like that's the problem. People get so enamored and they get so boxed in with, oh, it has to retest, it has to do this. All you have to do is just map out a support and resistance. If it breaks above resistance or breaks below support, you have to then make a decision. Where's my stop going to be if the trade goes back the opposite way? That's all you're doing. I mean, whether it breaks or retests, that just means that you're just hopefully trying to get a better entry. That doesn't mean it's going to happen.
Makes sense.
People, trading is fluid. Trading is basically, if this happens, then I will do this. If you're waiting for breaks and retests, then you're going to miss a lot of trades because you're looking for one specific item, where sometimes you're just looking, saying, hey, if this breaks above this level here, I'm okay with that, and I'll take a trade and I'll look for the next zone to sort of move to.
Wow, what a move. Now imagine it goes to 132,500.
That would be great.
That would be whoa. Surge.
It has momentum, so.
Yeah. Current thoughts on gold. Let's take a look. No point in any trades until range is broken. I see them coming. That is the best analysis I've seen on gold. This is the best thing I've seen on gold all morning.
I've sent the chart. I was talking.
Yeah.
It could be, but it's just theory, so.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah. Well, yeah,
It's
makes
the same
sense.
time, so.
ISM, right? ISM. Let's see here. So it was this one right here, right? Oh yeah. Oh, that was at 8:30.
The news, and the news are again today. Yesterday it was 50 minutes earlier, but
yeah,
it could do the same thing.
Yep. What do we think about GJ stop below 130, 131, 100? 131, I don't know, but if you mistype that as 132, 100, then yeah, that would make sense. Ooh, EJ's coming back up to that level now. And GJ's still pushing. Oof, 132, 250. Damn. Do you make your buy when the resistance is broken or wait the 30-minute candle to appear to do above it? Well, over here, I took the buy around 131, 940. And went up. It's kind of like what I did on gold. Like on gold, I had a buy, you know, above the wick here, but it got activated and it pulled back down below resistance. I was like, okay. So I did the same thing on GJ. Buy got activated and it just went up. So the both trades were kind of like the same. What's this? AUD USD arrow pointing up. Yeah, I think you have a chance maybe to fill this wick here or this wick up over here.
Gold should continue going up.
Oh, look at that GJ. GJ's pushing numbers. Hello. Wow, what's this? Oh wow, GJ is pushing 132 400. Damn. Man, if I would have held that position. 46 pips.
EJ is also back to the range.
Yeah, I just grabbed 10 pips with GJ. The new 30-minute candle.
What's this chart here? GU target. Yeah, I think if you look left, you're approaching this area here too, 1.23600. This is where I'd be looking to, you know, put stops at, break even, and securing profits. Even looking at GJ here too. Oh wow, look at that push. See, this was a cleaner push because there's clean candles we were talking about earlier.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
The 30-minute candle was a nice push.
Yeah.
I should have held a little bit longer, but I was worried about that consolidation where we tapped at like 400 this area, like 390s. Figured get out. Hopefully get above it that high and just cross right away.
close mine right away. Just grab like 8 pips and close it just to be safe. That's a move I like more, and there's a lot of momentum like that, and it breaks a zone. Not when it's just kind of slowly moving up to a zone.
Yeah.
It's kind of more clean, I think.
Alright. Let's go. Come on.
Gold's going back up. I think one big problem that people don't do is that they don't. I mean, if you're in a group, like a mentorship group or whatever group, share your losses. When you don't share losses, I mean, it's just, you have to share all your losses. That's very important. Because I have guys who'll be like, you know, very, very active the first 2-3 weeks because they'll be winning, you know, and then for a month you won't see them pop up because, you know, they're quiet or they're working privately, and then they'll come back and say, oh man, I've been losing so much and this and that, and no one knows because you only share wins and everyone just thinks you're doing great, but deep down you're just suffering and stabbing yourself in the dark. It just makes no sense. Just speak out. When you take losses silently, that's a trader's suicide.
Yeah, you can't lie to yourself. You gotta tell the truth.
Yeah, it's so important. So important.
You lie to yourself and just go down a hole.
You are not.
I really think people think they're better than they are in trading, or they assume that they can do this by themselves. And I think it's the same people that in school would not go to class because they just had the textbook. And in class, there was always maybe 1 or 2 discussions that you would have that would be like little tips and hints that the book didn't really talk about. And I don't know why people don't like sharing information. I don't understand why you don't like to be wrong. Like why would people be afraid of losing or being wrong? That's the best way to learn and advance. The more questions you ask, the more mistakes you make, the better off you're going to be because you're experiencing so much more. The issue becomes when you keep making mistakes and you don't learn how to correct those mistakes. That's where the bigger issue lies.
That is because of their ego.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's 100% ego, and it's they feel ashamed that they don't know how to do something that, you know, they see everybody else doing, and it's such a poor attitude to have in life that, you know, you're around people that actually want to help and help you succeed, and you hide in the corner thinking you can do this on your own. And it's just, you know, you look at it and it makes me upset because there's probably people that can do this, and if they would just sit back and work with somebody, they probably would get a lot further, but they don't, and then they just come and say, oh, I took more losses. And it's like, well, where have you been for 2 weeks? Well, I've been trading. Okay, but have you showed any charts? No. I have hundreds of people that message me daily saying, I took a loss. And it's like, okay, and every time I say to them, please, for the next week, show me charts before you take a trade so we can work on this together. Nobody does that. No, they refuse. They refuse to put in the work, but then they think they can do it themselves, but they keep making the same mistakes. And it's just, for me, I just say, okay, you know, like if that's how you want to approach life, that's your prerogative. And I can't force you to change who you are, but messaging me every day or every week saying I took losses, it doesn't affect my life, it affects yours. Like I wouldn't want to work with somebody and like if I go to the gym and I work out with somebody, I wouldn't want to be like, yeah, so I'm not gaining anything. I'm not getting stronger. And they're like, why? Like, I don't know. I just come to the gym. Like, you have to be able to put that conscious effort into it and say, well, the reason why Ted isn't getting cut or ripped it's because Ted eats hamburgers every day. Like, I'm very well aware of that. I'm very well aware of how poor my diet is. So I don't expect to be shredded like the other guy at the gym. But I'm strong. I just have, I just turn around and I eat hamburgers, pizza. I like that food. But I can't turn around and say, well, I'm going to be shredded. And I know I'm not going to be shredded. So I can't get mad at somebody. I get mad at myself saying, shouldn't have had that hamburger yesterday. But it was good.
How much do you bench press, Ted?
About 180
pounds or
yeah, 180 pounds. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I can squat. My squats aren't that good. I do more leg press, so I usually leg press about 220 to maybe 300 to do that, and then like bicep curls, I do like dumbbells. I do like 35s and 40s.
Wow, that's nice. That's nice.
Yeah. Shoulder press, I do like 40s and 50s. Dumbbells, and then like dumbbell bench press, I do like 65s. But then like the regular bench, I can do a little bit more because it's obviously a bar.
Yeah, it's easier. My biceps are a bit weak. I'm doing like maybe 40, 35. But bench press was, let me calculate it, it was 160 kilos, so that would be
so it's double. Yeah, that's over 300.
300, yeah. It was, but now I think 280 would be a top.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that people have to be honest with themselves. I also look too. I'm definitely afraid of injuring myself at the gym, my back or my shoulders, like all the small muscle groups. So I don't. The risk versus reward isn't there. To have a ripped, shredded body and risk injury, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, I mean, I know guys do it and I applaud them for doing it, but I'm older and it's like, I rather have my body for the rest of my life than take, like if you're in your 20s, you can do all that fun stuff because your body will repair faster. But when you're in your 30s and 40s, your body doesn't repair that fast. So to put yourself in that position, I mean, you just have to be a lot more careful. And that's sort of what I try and do is, like obviously I could eat proper and I could get a better diet and I'd probably shred, like 15 pounds, but it's just like, I'm okay, I'm good. Like I have good strength, I have good cardio, like I'm happy with myself.
If you're satisfied with this, why look for more?
Yeah. Gold still, GJ is still pushing. Right into that box. Rakeel is right.
Yeah, thank you, man.
I'll tell you about risk. Risk is chomping red meat into your 50s because your colon will quit. Yeah, I'm well aware of that too.
I can give a tip for maybe maxing out the bench or raising it up. I was doing every training, so I'm doing the normal bench, and I would do like 3 or 4 sets with the almost max. The first one would be max, and then the second and the fourth or third, I don't know, it would be max 5 repetitions, and after that I just do the volume. So the first is the strength. You lose all of your strength on that, gain some, I don't know, strength, I don't know, and then just do the volume for the muscles. And I was doing that like 6 months or 1 year, and every 1 month the bench would grow up. So anybody could try it. So it worked out for me. So I hope it will for anybody else. You do the strength and the volume. So.
Yeah. Thoughts on gold. Why does everybody want this thoughts? How about people post charts? You're highly focused and you don't post charts. So really that's an oxymoron to your name. If you were highly focused, you would look right away at the bottom of your screen and you would have seen live New York session hosted at 6:30 Eastern. Ask questions, post charts, and get feedback. This is for educational purposes only. Watch the stream before the live. That's highly focused. That's how I would be if my username was highly focused. I wouldn't come in and say thoughts on gold. I would have already read the little note below my live stream because I can see it on my YouTube channel, and I would have been like, oh, I have to post charts and get feedback. I'm new here. Well, that's no excuse. I'll bring charts next time. Okay, well, you can leave today and come back next time. It doesn't make sense. I don't even know why you would have a username like that. That's like what I said yesterday with people that have the restaurant name like the perfect restaurant or the best restaurant. Why would you have a username like that or a restaurant name like that? You're setting yourself up for failure, because when I see a name like that, I expect you to be highly focused. And you're not highly focused because you didn't follow instructions. Just saying. I mean, people should put their usernames as I'm stupid. Because then when I see people post things that says I'm stupid, I'll be like, okay, that makes sense. Like, we'll get you past the I'm stupid username into I'm smart. But when people say genius, FX Pro, you know, Candle Pro, charting expert, and then they're like, what are your thoughts? It's like, well, why do you have that username?
Oh, damn. Tapped 132,500.
Wow.
No problem.
It's nothing to do with Forex. Well, it doesn't have to have anything to do with Forex. Highly focused means that you're focused in every aspect of your life. So part about being focused is following directions and reading instructions. I don't know.
Gold daily retest. Hey, this is a chart we saw yesterday. Someone had remember that dislocated shoulder? That was in the 4 hour, I think. This is a dislocated shoulder, now it's back up.
There goes gold
back in place.
I love people trying to buy and sell gold right now. It's entertaining.
Buy gold, sell gold, buy gold.
Like, all you have to do right now is take your 30-minute chart on gold. So you're in your 30-minute chart. Find the top of a bunch of bodies and candles and draw a resistance, and then turn around and find the bottoms of a bunch of candles and draw a support. So all I would do, and what I've done, is I've drawn a support on gold at 1503, resistance at 1503.72, and a support at 1497.57. And now you look at the chart and you look at all these candles. So this is what I did. So I'm going to do the exact same thing I just did on my chart, very, very fast. That and I even make the line really big. What I do is I do this. I make the line really big, so it just crosses over a whole bunch of stuff. And then I do this, and then I say to myself, is there a possible trade in this area that I can get? Based on, you know, when I look based on all these candles, the way these candles are forming, is there any possible trade here? Probably not. If I wanted to trade, I would have to take one from the bottom here because momentum is going up. And then I would probably have to look to exit right over here. But until we break out of this area, a smart trader would not even be looking at the at gold. Because how would you have caught that tail? How would you have been able to trade that? Very, very difficult to trade, right? So when you see things like this, your idea then becomes, hey, maybe we have to wait and get above this box over here. So what we have to look at is we have to turn around, get rid of all these arrows, and say, hey, at this point, it's safe to say there are no trades inside this box. So what we do is we do this, and you can do this on your charts too. You do this, and what you do is you do this. You're like, you just do that. So take a big black box and put it over your candles right now, in between support and resistance, and turn around and say, hey, if nothing happens at this point, then I'm good. So hopefully that will give you some insight to understand that you should not be trading gold. So if you can't see the chart, you can't trade gold. See that? See how easy it is to trade gold right now? Because you can't see the candles. You can't buy gold, you can't sell gold because you don't know where price is. Alright. Someone's spamming everything. Never seen that before. Well, sometimes you have to go to extreme levels to prevent people from doing stupidity. So when you do that, now if you put a black box on your charts, you can't see anything.
Nice. Wow.
There you go. So is gold going up or down? We don't know until we break, right? Until we break either, where is it? We have to break over here, or we have to break over here. So there you go. So now you sit back and you're very patient.
So either we take this, or we take this.
That's right. There you go.
It's the easiest solution and most simple. Oh.
Yeah, it's just, when people, people are looking at trading and they can't figure stuff out. It's just, you just turn around and do simple things. I mean, if you can't keep your hands underneath your ass while you're sitting there waiting for gold to break out, that's what you do. And the other reason too is when you think logically about gold, why isn't gold moving? Because we have NFP tomorrow. So here's the thing. Okay, so let's break this down into very simplistic terms. Say, for example, you were playing your favorite game. You're playing Call of Duty, you're playing Fortnite, you're playing poker, you're doing whatever. And in Call of Duty, the most points you get is for a headshot, right? And you see your opponent, and you're running behind your opponent, and your opponent doesn't know that you're running behind him. What would you do? Would you just start shooting your opponent, or would you just sit back and wait for your opponent to stop for a second? Because people do that in the game, right? You're all running around trying to shoot people, and then at one point, people just stop moving for that second. So you're following this guy for 3 minutes. You're following him around the whole entire map. He doesn't see you at all. He's a really bad player. Are you going to just start trying to spray him? Or are you going to be like, hey, eventually he's going to come to a stop, or he's going to just keep moving in the same direction? That's when I'm going to do a headshot, because that will be my easiest opportunity. That's the kind of application you have to make when you do trading. You have to put yourself in a potential situation to be like, hey, I know that gold is in this small little range right now. Once it breaks out, I have an opportunity there. But then I have to think to myself even further, is it a real opportunity, knowing very well there's a major news release tomorrow that we know that impacts gold very, very heavily? So now you can say to yourself, hey, I'm chasing this guy, and I'm going to keep chasing him for the next 2 days, and then on the Friday, I'm going to release my headshot, and I'm going to get a win out of this. Or maybe I take the headshot in this, but I didn't spend my time spraying all my bullets through the map to alert the guy that I was chasing. And maybe that's what you need to actually try and do, and figure out why you shouldn't be trading gold right now. Because I guarantee you, half the people that are trading gold right now have not traded gold for longer than 6 months. I would say more than half of people have not traded gold for more than 6 months, and they don't realize what's happening with gold. So there you go. So just be careful, be smart, just relax. Kindly talk about leverage in accounts. Leverage does not matter in accounts. Risk matters in accounts. See, now gold has dropped all the way back again. So now you're stuck again in drawdown. You're like, oh, I thought it was going to break up 10. No, it's not going to break up. Punish yourself some more. Try and trade gold.
So for EJ, on this 9 o'clock close, would this 15-minute candle be a weak confirmation, or is that decent confirmation for a close retest, a break and retest?
Say that one more time.
For EJ, right now we're approaching the 9 o'clock close. It is also a 15-minute rejection from, I guess, the break and retest. Would this be a plausible entry for a sell?
Why would you want to sell right now at the new 15-minute candle?
Well, on EJ, from what I understood, what Rakeel was saying was like he would wait for it to approach, which would be the newfound resistance. It closes with a bearish candle, which we're at 9 o'clock. It's about to close. Bearish candle.
Yeah. So you're saying saying take a position at 9 for a drop.
Yes.
So now the question has to become, what do you believe a 15-minute candle is enough confirmation based on the last 3 15-minute candles to support that idea, right? So that's where you have to be very cautious, because one 15-minute candle, one 1 hour candle, things of that nature, that doesn't necessarily mean trend change. So I tend to agree with you if you want to take a really aggressive entry and you're saying, hey, that last 1 hour candle was a move up because, you know, we had the New York session, so institutions were just trying to get better pricing to then go back down. The issue I have with that is you would have to probably take a position below the previous below this previous 15-minute candle. So what I would be looking for is I'd be looking to take a sell at 117.250. I wouldn't be taking a market order right now because there's a high probability that this 15-minute candle could rocket all the way back up to 338, 117.338. So if I'm looking to take a sell with EJ, and I believe that now we found some sort of resistance, or, you know, because we came back into that range, I'd be looking to take a sell at 117.250 and hoping that we got down to 117.138 as my close, which is a zone on the 15-minute.
Okay, makes sense. So, and then the reason why you're at this particular point is because since 9 o'clock is coming around, there normally is more volatility at this hour.
Well, yeah, but also at the same time too, you have to let the 15-minute candle set up, right? So if you turn around and take a okay, so Raja has it up on the 15-minute. So let's take a look here. If you turn around and you say, okay, I want to take a sell now because this 15-minute candle. That 15-minute candle closed bearish, right? So this 15-minute candle closed bearish. What I'm saying is this 15-minute candle for me is not enough information to say that we aren't going to continue up. So what I would have to do is I'd have to take a position below this area, and then essentially what I'm saying is we did not break this resistance. This was basically just, you know, a zone. And what I would do is I would say, okay, this is my top zone, and this is my bottom zone, and as soon as I see a little bit more confirmation that we're leaving this area here, then I will turn around and take a sell. So when I look to take a sell, more than likely my sell at that point will be below the previous 15-minute candle. Like, I'm going to look to take entries over here. I wouldn't try to take entries over here because I don't know what that candle is doing. More importantly, if I do take entries over here at the bottom of that 15-minute candle, my stop loss more than likely will have to be above here, which I don't like, and then I have to figure out mathematically what is my overall range. So what's my range here? 290 to 130, so you're looking at what, 16 pips, right? Then you have, basically you have to say to yourself, out of this 16 pips, how much do I think I can get? because I don't think I will get the whole 16 pips, because obviously spread on GJ is 0.7, so it's, you know, so you can take away 16, so now you're at 15 pips, right? I'm not going to get a good entry, so let's say now I'm at 14 pips, and I'm not going to get a good exit, so let's take 2 pips off that, and let's say 12 pips. So now I have an opportunity for 12 pips, and now what I have to do is I have to then say, okay, what am I willing to risk for 12 pips? My stop loss has to be 6 pips, more than likely, to get a 1 to 2. So now what I have to do is I have to look over here, and I have to say, where am I going to get 6 pips from, so that I can get 12 pips down over here? So where is my stop going to be for 6 pips, so that I can get 12 pips after that? That is how you would approach this, and that is what I would be doing, and that's how I approach my trades. And that's the reason why right now it's very difficult to take a trade, because if I do take a trade over here, my stop loss has to be above here, and then my take profit literally has to be down over here. Where, you know, maybe if you come in over here somewhere, you could come in and get this candle here, have no drawdown, maybe only get like 6 pips, but have 0 drawdown at that point. If that makes sense.
Yes, it does. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. But I mean, you can see what's happening right now. The candle's coming to break below the 15-minute candle, so it could be a valid trade. And what you can do is you can say, based on the hour, maybe you believe that that last hour candle was consolidation, and now this hour candle will break up, or break down, sorry. And, you know, now your 4-hour candle could possibly push all the way down.
Yeah, I noticed on the 4-hour we have a pretty decent wick. Would you say that it would fill that wick?
Yeah, it's a very good potential. I mean, the daily is very strong. It's still dropping, right? So you still have that daily that can still drop, and we may come towards London close. You will turn around and say, hey, maybe at London close we're going to drop down. The question here is, but how would you get entry there? Well, I just explained how you would get entry. You have to turn around and go on to your 15-minute time frame, and you have to say, based on 15-minute, if it breaks below this current candle, which it has, it's now an entry for a sell going to this level here. But what I have to say to myself is I have to say, sorry, it's going to go over, Raj is always 2 steps ahead. It's going to go over to here, right? But then I have to say to myself, what's my stop loss going to be over here, right? Am I comfortable getting stopped out right here, knowing that this is a zone and price could go anywhere in this zone before dropping? Same thing over there. So when you look at this trade, that's what you have to understand, is now if I'm taking a trade, my stop loss is here, my entry is anywhere in here, and I'm dropping down to here. That's my trade. And what I could do is I could manage it on the 15-minute charts, I could manage it on the 5-minute charts, and on the 5-minute chart, I can now go and I can look at the 5-minute candles and say, hey, there's you know, resistance forming, the candle's doing a little bit of this dance, and then eventually they'll drop there. So that's how you have to manage it, because the trade, the range that you're working in, like I said, is only 12 pips, 13 pips. So on your MT4, your MT5, that's only 120 pips, 130 pips. And that range is very small. And for you to get the full 12 pips, you have to have a perfect entry and a perfect exit. And we all know in trading that never happens. So you have to understand that, hey, maybe I have to wait a little bit longer so that I get momentum and I only take maybe half of that so that I secure a part of the 12 pips and get 6 pips. And then you say, well, Ted, that trade sucks because it's only 6 pips. Well, yeah, then there's no valid trade. Like that's what it comes down to, is like, you know, if you don't want to get 6 or 7 pips because you're trading with a 0.1 lot and 7 pips is like $6 and you don't believe that that's worth it, then don't take the trade. Or what you have to do is you have to risk more and you have to say, well, I believe we're going to break below the current support that Rakeel drew at 117, 130. So now I'm going to hold this trade forever. And I'm going to say that essentially this level here is a zone. I will let my trade bounce around in that zone, and I believe we're going to break this zone and we're going to go further down. So I'm willing to say that at this point, my risk to reward, this is going to be all my risk, and then essentially this is going to be over here, this is going to be all my reward. That's what I have to do, and I have to accept that. For me personally, I don't like these trades because we're too close to this zone. I would rather have a trade leave this zone and have another wick come up or whatever, and then try and catch it in the middle of the range, say right over here, knowing that more than likely, because we're in the middle, more than likely we're going down to the bottom and we're going back to that level. Instead of trying to guess what's happening up over here, because we've had this candle that's bullish, the previous candle that's bullish and rejected, so we'd have to wait to see that. Okay, so that's sort of what I would be doing. But if you're comfortable with that kind of trade, then great, you can take it and you probably win. Looks very clean on the 15 minute, and this is the 30 minute. So there's a good possibility that it'll do what it's supposed to do. It's just, like I said, people are trying to sometimes you're trying to make something out of nothing, which is possible, but you also have to understand that making something out of nothing, you have to be understanding that the nothing that you're making or the something that you're making is very limited. It's not going to be as much as you think it's going to be. It's just something to keep in mind. Oh, someone didn't see the black box indicator with gold cells. Silly rabbits. People are still trying to trade gold. Hi Raja Ted. Mentioned earlier that by break and retest you often miss a trade. That what are the best confirmations to take a trade when trend is aggressive? Experience. There's going to be a lot of times that, and this is and it comes back to simple ideas. You have to risk something for a reward. And if you're not comfortable with risking something for a reward, then there's no trade opportunity. As you get more comfortable in the charts, and as you experience more of the charts, you will get comfortable executing just almost on the fly. And you see Rakeel do this a lot, is he maps out everything and says, hey, if this happens, I'm taking a trade here. Sometimes there's a break and retest, sometimes there isn't. But the problem is, what people are trying to do is people are not mapping out ideas on the charts before they happen. They are watching the idea happen and they're trying to react to the idea. You do not react to the charts. You map out your plan on the charts and you react to your plan. If this happens in the next 15-minute candle, I am taking an entry. If this happens on the next 5-minute candle based on higher time frames, I'm taking an entry. This is where I'm closing based on looking left.
All that stuff has to be mapped out on your charts first before you take an entry. The fact that you miss opportunities is because you have not planned out your strategy on the chart. You are reacting to the fact that GJ price moved 30 pips and now you're panicking because you're not getting that. You're not getting that trade. The proper way to do that, or the proper process, would have been, hey, if GJ breaks above 132, I'm going to be looking for entries to 132.300 or 132.100, and then I'm closing my trades. That is what you need to do. The fact that you don't do that is the reason why you feel panicked and that you're missing trades. You're not planning out and you're not anticipating what can happen in the future. You're reacting to what's happening right now. And if you're reacting to what's happening right now, you are going to lose a lot of trades because you are reacting to the charts. You are not controlling the charts. You, as the driver of your account, you are the one who is controlling your income, your trades, your buys, your sells, your stop losses, your take profits. You have to plan that better and execute less so that you are more profitable and you are more consistent. Too many people are trying to chase the market and oh, the market's up, the market's down, I need to take a buy, I need to take a sell. That is the problem. You are not reacting, or you are reacting and you're not being proactive. So like right now on GJ, you are looking at this, or on EJ, you're looking at this trade. And the question here is, but shouldn't we trade what we see instead of what we think? Yes, of course. But if I see the trade is going up, if I see something's going up here, now I can say to myself right away, if we break this level here, right? Or, okay, whatever chart Rakeel's gonna look at. If we break this level here, I anticipate that we're gonna probably go to this area over here. Why? Because that's a zone. So what am I gonna do? I'm going to wait for price to come here and I'm gonna execute. As I'm waiting, I'm mapping out what's gonna be my stop loss and what's gonna be my take profit. So now when price comes to that point, I am ready to execute. Most of my time, my runner hits break even. Well, that's what happens. There's nothing you can do about that. Your runner hits break even. That's why it's called a runner. Your runner is your extra little bit of sugar on top of your trading. It's not meant to support you. Your runner is going to be like, hey, if this trade continues, I'm going to make extra money. If it doesn't, I don't care. Your runner should not be something that you're relying on as the best trade of your day. The fact here is, what you would say as an example here is, this is a perfect scenario. I took a trade here, so this is 30-minute chart. So I entered a trade over here on the 5-minute. I got to here. So this was, this was my trade. And then I moved my runner here to break to, this is where my runner, I put my stop loss. And now whatever happens over here, I don't care. Or I move my stop loss over here, whatever happens, I don't care at that point. So that's what you're trying to do. And even over here as an example, now you would say, okay, if I'm looking to take a trade, I'm going to probably take a trade above here. My stops have to be below here. So now I have to measure out this range for my stop and say, okay, does it make sense to take a trade up over here, right? Because this is going to be my stop loss, and this is going to be where my take profit's going to be. Do these numbers make sense? If they don't make sense, then there's no trade. That's what it comes down to. It's very simple logic. And when you start trading more often, then you can say to yourself, hey, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to turn around and I'm going to trade off of, like a 5-minute time frame. I'm going to get an entry over here on the 5-minute time frame, knowing very well that the 30-minute time frame is going to start popping up. And now my stop loss can be here, right? Because I got an entry over here. This is my stop loss, and now my take profit can be up over here, and you can see my stop loss is super tight, and I still get, you know, like maybe 5 or 6 pips here. This is like a 1 pip drawdown. This is, you know, maybe a 5 pip reward. So now I've taken a smaller range, but I have less risk, and I still have a decent reward. Uncle Ted, is it a bad idea to place both buy stop and sell stops outside the black box zone to trading in gold? Probably. Why would we want to do that? What's your plan? Why are you trying to trade both sides of gold? What are you trying to do? I think that's the bigger question. So it looks at this point you're just trying to guess. Sometimes there's just no trade and you just accept it. I don't understand what is the hurry. Sometimes you'll find there's no trade.
That GJ retest was perfect.
Ooh, that 30-minute candle is still open on EJ. Trading is guessing, but it's educated guesses.
Oh, I didn't consider that a rant. I just considered that an idea, and say, hey, like, how do you approach things? Maybe you believe my tone is a ranting tone, but my tone is my tone. I think it's just more of the fact that people need to understand the back end of trading, not the execution part.
Guys, I'm going to head off. Enjoy. See you at NFP tomorrow.
Take care. Have fun.
Take care, Dimitri. See ya.
Yeah, me too.
See ya.
Thanks, Ted. Thanks for kill.
Well, I'm gonna leave as well. I'm gonna go to the gym here pretty soon.
Alright, guys, take care.
Take care, everyone.
Later.
Take care, guys. Thank you, Raja. Thank you, Uncle Ted.
Thank you, Juan.
Have a good day.
Have a good day.